Hi, I'm Chad. Welcome back to Outdoor Canine. As I said in the introductory video, I am a gear junkie. I love to collect it, use it, and over the course of a couple years, have developed an interesting collection of leashes. Now, I won't go over every type I have. I mean, slip leads or slip leads, but I have some that from companies that I have bought from. I mean, fair disclosure, no one has donated any product. Everything either has been something we have bought or have accumulated as gifts or somehow or other along the lines. No one's sponsored or paid anything to have any product here. But we'll start with one that I recently ordered. I believe it's from Cana Gear. I'll link everything that I have or I can find down below in the comments. It's pretty thin nylon. The advantage of this thing is it actually does light. I'm sure we've seen all these things around. Tell you what, let's go dark. You can actually get a good look at it. Now here it is. It appears I'm in virtual darkness, but as you'll see, we have a flash, we have a slow, then we have a steady. It's really only about a foot long that actually lights. Now, speed of lighting, let's go back to normal here. Yeah, there you go, instant daylight. Beyond the fact of it does light up, it tends to be very thin nylon, and the buckle is it's not bad. It does have a handle at the end as well. I did open up, check the batteries. Are 2 watch batteries, basically the kind that will go in your key fobs. Light duty leash at best. I'm not really sure I'd put a real heavy puller or a heavy dog on it. I don't think it would really hold up for that for any extended period of time. But if you have a smaller dog, medium dog, they don't pull a lot and pretty easy on a leash. And as you see in the dark, it works great. I've actually seen people around the area I live who also use it, and it's actually quite bright. It is only lit on the one side though. It's again, one side. I mean, it does bleed through the nylon, but you can actually see these things going down the street, and they're very visible. One of my other favorite leashes I have is this one here. It's a rope lead. This is made by Wilder Dog. The carabiner is an extra piece that you can order. Some of the other ones just have a standard clasp on it. This one actually I ordered with a carabiner. It does not say it's rated for climbing, but it also says it's not rated for climbing. But I've walked multiple dogs in this. I have walked a German Shepherd. I know that not this leash in particular, but I do have another one of the leashes. I've actually bought several. A Dutch Shepherd. It does walk a Belgian Malinois, and mine, though it's going to be difficult to tell. That white lacing is actually reflective. I use this a lot at night because of that reflective. I tried earlier to demonstrate how it's reflective. I can't get a good video of it. I can't get a good picture of it. You just have to take my word for it. I work a lot at night as well as during the day. At night, that's kind of my go-to. It's bright yellow. It's reflective. It does catch light. Since it's a round leash, it catches in all directions. It's very visible. The stitching in it is really well. I mean, you do have the 2 tied knots as well. Carabiner goes through it as well. Nice big open. The ends are box stitched heavily. I would assume that this is probably actually more along the lines of a climbing rope than just, a generic clothesline. But I've used this. It's embedded with dirt. I've washed it several times. My really only concern is that it is rope, so it tends to be a little thinner. I mean, I don't have massive hands, but if you're wearing gloves, it's great because you just have the extra grab, so you don't have to grip near as tight. But it does tend to It's thin. It'll run through your fingers. If you have smaller hands or wear gloves, you won't have an issue. When I wear gloves with it, I don't have any issues with slippage. It has a good length. I think it's about 6 foot. And of course, it being a rope, you have if you're walking and you want something shorter for a while, you can just throw an extra knot in it. And there you're good to go. But it's one of my favorite leashes. It's really my to-go-to leash, especially at night. Another one here happens to be from Cane Gear. Again, can't see it, but that white lacing is reflective. I used it a couple nights ago. Does catch light pretty good, just as good as the Wilder Dog. I mean, it's kind of ironic that you're putting reflective material on a all black leash. Again, it has a big foam handle at the end. I don't know how well the foam handle will hold up. Again, this is a pretty new leash. I haven't really used it a lot. My biggest concern is the hasp here, the clasp itself, is kind of light duty. As I mentioned in my the first video, we have 3 Shepherds: German, Dutch, Belgian, regular Australian Shepherd, Mini Aussie, and Great Dane. Great Dane's a whole other story. I mean, I go over the gear we have for the Great Dane. But my concern is how light duty that is. The Mini Aussie would be great. He can't put that much, even at a full jump. Hey, look, squirrel. It's going to keep him. If the foam runs along the lines of how the clasp is, I don't foresee the foam lasting. Here you pull down the covering from the joint, and it appears to be stitched heavily up and down. Probably won't be able to get a good video of it, but if you can see, there is stitching up along the lines here. You can actually see the interior, what it's actually made out of here. This slides back up again. I don't foresee that staying up much. I didn't pay much for this, including with shipping. I would, at best, like I said, the Mini Aussie, small dogs, light duty. It's also, unlike the rope bleed, it's kind of spongy. Like there's quite a bit of give. So, I mean, if you're holding here and I put pressure, it's almost like an exercise band. So if you're more, I like a tight leash, solid, you can feel every little thing and you can give smaller, minute corrections. This, I feel that you'd have to give a solid correction, you end up looking like you're exaggerating. And I don't know, probably not what you want to be looking at, yanking on your dog, thinking, oh, he didn't feel that. The next leash came from a company called Long Stroke Leads. They're out of New Jersey. I actually have 2 of these. Had 2 of these. Other one kind of met an unfortunate demise. It's an absolute fantastic lead. It is heavy nylon. You can see, again, it deeply box stitched. I've washed this multiple times, and you can see even the stitching for the name is holding up amazing. It's very versatile, and I'll show what I mean. You have a hook here, so you can unhook it, and then you have a much longer lead. I think it's 7 to 8 feet. Don't quote me on that. So, but there's also another hook down, another loop that free floats that you can hook onto. So now you can have a handle and you have the extension. With this, you also have the advantage of you can, over the shoulder, it's actually called a police lead. So you have over the shoulder, again, you can even drop it down lower. Now it's just by far, there's one other lead I use more than this one. I've used this in every kind of weather that Northeast PA can throw out at you. Anything from sleet, rain, snow, cold, heat. It has never actually bled on my hands. Some nylon will bleed when it's brand new. It has never done that. It is just solid in the versatility you can have. You're walking, you need to go hands free. And I use this anything from long walks. I used to go to the store. Local mini market I walk to does not allow animals in. Literally, it just right through the trash can out front, which they happen to have bolted down. My dog doesn't chew on leads or anything. So right there, I don't lose sight, go in, come back out. It's fantastic. They have, at least the company alone, Long Stroke Leads, has a ton of variety of things you can do with their leads. But I absolutely love this lead. It is just about my all-time favorite go-to lead. And the versatility just is fantastic. Last lead I have this is made by Leerburg. It is very similar to the one from Longstroke, but this is heavy leather. As you can see, like we have, it's stitched up and down, back and forth. The hardware used is heavy gauge. I mean, it is black. It comes in other colors. I just happen to like black, if you haven't noticed that, except for the yellow. Everything about this, I mean, the smell of leather, the feel of leather is fantastic. If it's daytime, if I don't have the Long Stroke lead, I have this one. I never was a fan of leather. Kind of fell in love with this thing online on their website. Decided to buy it and have not been let down. Very similar to the other one. You can extend this loop to loop, and you add a good distance on to there. There is one more non-free floating. It goes to this one, so now you have a handle again. So now you have an even longer with a handle, or you could just undo that, and now you don't have a handle at all, and just open this up. I believe unopened it's like 8 to 9 feet. But again, just like the other one, you have the versatility of, you have over the shoulder with the extra hook there. If you happen to be very small frame, you could use that. But you have over the shoulder, you have the waist, and again, it is so quick to change over to whatever it is that you want to use, and we're good to go. If you hear the whining, I'm holding her. She sees I'm holding her leash. It's my German Shepherd, so I touch this and she thinks it's time to go to that fun, exciting thing that she likes to do. But even the rings they're heavy gauge. Where they actually have closed, they are welded, so there's no chance of them pulling open because even the rings are welded. These are as well. But I like the Wilder Dog lead, Long Stroke, and the Leerburg, the leather. They're my absolute favorites. Each one there's minimal leather. You have to have upkeep. You have to clean it. You have to condition it, mink, oil, whatever it is that you want to use, saddle soap. The nylon, I don't have much I can really complain about that one at all, other than you have the free floating ring. So that limits your functionality. Unlike the Leerburg, where it has the extra and they're mounted. Again, that's a matter of preference. I use them both. If it's daytime, it's one of those two that I'm walking. The reflective Wilder Dog, this is if it's nighttime, I'm probably using this as well. Just that little extra reflectivity, probably coming up next video or two. I'll do one about night safety. It's something that, due to where I live, it's pretty important. But those are and of course the two are the ones that light up, and the other Gear. And I believe this one and the light up lead are both from Gear. Light duty. I mean, they were very cheap, and the price is indicative of the quality in those two. But again, if you have a nice little small dog, like we have the Mini Aussie, perfectly fine. But I believe the German Shepherd, the Dutch, and the Belgian would probably make short work of them. And the one I have a thing about that clasp. That just kind of scares me. But that's the video for today. I just want to showcase some of the ones I have. It gives me a chance to show off some of the stuff. Any links I can find to the company specifically, I will put down in the section that you can go and look for yourself. Until then, I know. I'm going to adjust the flag here. Yes, this is Don't Pet on Me. And, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up very well. It's Worthless Handler. Again, that's another LEO company. I'm not really sure they sell leads, but they sell products like this for law enforcement, military, tactical. You should be familiar with that. It is. If not, look it up. But check them out as well. They have some awesome products. I can't show them all on here just because I don't know who my audience is. But until next time, which will probably be the safety video, best training and best thing you can do with your dog is work with them. Work with them daily. Be consistent. Have fun and make it enjoyable for them. Till next time.